Hi there, today I'm coming to share with you another What's in My Bag video. This one is the Jujube Be Prepared in Midnight Eclipse, which right now I have packed up as a hospital labor and delivery bag. When I first bought this bag, it was about 9 years ago. I bought it to be my diaper bag. However, I found it to be a little bit too big for just one child, so I ended up with another Jujube bag, which I loved. However, I do think this will make a great hospital bag because Jujube bags all have the antimicrobial finish, and they can be wiped down with sanitizing wipes or antibacterial wipes, or if you really wanted to throw it into the wash, you could. So after coming home from the hospital, this would be a nice, easy bag to clean. Right now you can see I have it very, very stuffed. I'm only planning on taking this bag to the hospital. I don't like taking multiple bags. This is my third child, so I do kind of know that there's a lot of things that people recommend and stuff that I know that when I took it after my first child and my second child that I never ended up using. So I think I have this pared down to my bare essentials. There is a chance I might have forgotten something, so if anyone notices something, they could let me know down below. So anyways, let's get into everything this bag is holding. The first thing that I have is my list. So this was my master list of everything that I thought that I could need. I did go through YouTube videos and websites, just as a reminder. It's been a few years since the birth of my last child. And then I kind of pared it down to what I thought I would actually need. Over here you see I put some things that I don't need at my particular hospital because my hospital does provide diapers, wipes, pads, the receiving blankets, so I don't need to take any of those with me. They will be given to me there. Then on the back, and this is why I had this put right here, I have my don't forget list. I'm not actually due for another 3 weeks. So there are things that I might have in here right now so I can show it to you in the bag. But I'm not going to keep them in the bag by the front door for the next 3 weeks because I'm going to need them in that time. So things like my phone, the charger, my insurance card, glasses, the library book, those are things that I'm going to be carrying back and forth with me. I also need to make my living will, and then the camera is the separate camera bag that my husband will be carrying. So I have this here just as a reminder that when I go into labor, I need to make sure to grab those things, drop them in the bag, and then I'll be ready to go. Okay, here, right behind the mommy pocket, which I'll get to in just a minute, is this big open space. You can close it. It does have a snap, but I'm keeping it open. I'm just carrying the shoes that I'm going to be wearing around the hospital. So here I just have some little cheap slipper socks. They have the little non-slip things. So I can wear those as I'm walking back and forth around, my room, or if I, decide to walk down the hallways. And, still keep my feet nice and warm and not have to worry about walking on the bare floors. And I got these for $2. The other thing that I have are these not so attractive flip-flops, but they're going to come in handy. They're very sturdy, and they have these non-slip bottoms. So this is what I plan on wearing during any showering that I might do while at the hospital, because the hospital shower does tend to be kind of icky. It's definitely not someplace I want to be around with bare feet, so I wanted to make sure to take a pair of flip-flops. Then down at the very bottom of that section, I have just a plastic bag so that when I'm ready to come home from the hospital, I can throw those shoes in the bag and not have to worry about putting all those hospital floor germs all over the bag. Alright, the other thing that this is meant for is to hold these straps. Right now, as you saw, I have my bag pretty stuffed since it's only going to be the one bag that I'm taking. So I don't really find the shoulder straps to be very comfortable. It's what I would usually use, but since there's so much in there, they're just not comfy right now. So that pocket, you can put the one set of straps. And then in the back, you can put the second set of straps. Right now I still have stuff in there, so I can't really shove that in there. I will be using the messenger strap that the bag also comes with. On each side, there is a pocket. It is insulated. And those are meant for things like water, sippy cups, bottles. I won't be needing those at the hospital, so I'm just keeping those empty for right now. Here in the back of the bag, this is where you would normally have the changing pad that the bag comes with. I don't need the changing pad at the hospital, so I have taken it out. And I just have a collection of some magazines, some light reading, and then I also have my baby book so that I can have my baby's feet stamped into the book. All right, let's get back up to the front and the mommy pocket. Like all Jujubee bags, this does have a mommy pocket in the front. It's pretty nice and sizable inside the Be Prepared. Over here in what would normally be the sunglass case, I'm just going to be carrying a small brush. In the pocket next to it, I have my phone. It does have the key fob, so I'll be putting my keys on there so that they don't get lost while I'm at the hospital. There is a zippered pocket, and I'm using that to hold change so that the people who are there with me while I'm in labor, like my husband, my children, if they want to go to the vending machine to get a snack or a drink, I have lots of change that they could go over and grab something. Down in this bottom pocket, it's just got the little elastic. I have some breast pads. Chances are with a 2-day stay, I'm probably not going to need breast pads. My milk does tend to come in early, so I'm going to take some just in case. And these were just some samples that I got at a baby fair, so I just kind of shoved them all in there. Down in the bottom, there's a second elasticized pocket, and I also just have a few samples in there. So this is the Boobies Nipple Balm, some Boudreaux's butt paste again. Picked these up at the baby fair, and for a 2-day stay, I figure sample sizes are perfect. You don't need to really take a lot, so I'll have those. Okay, shoved here in the front, I have my glasses. I usually wear contacts, but I don't want to mess with the bottles and the cleaning and all that stuff while I'm at the hospital, so I just have my glasses packed. And then I have my wallet here in the front. This is a Vera Bradley. And, you know, of course it has my insurance card and my photo ID and all that kind of stuff that you would need with you when you go to the hospital. Alright, now we can get into the main section. You can open up this bag a couple of ways. You can just open it across just the top. So if there was just something that you needed to reach in and just grab really quick. Or you can just go ahead and take the zippers all the way down on both sides. And then you get this really huge wide opening so that you can get to everything. So as you can see, I have it pretty stuffed at the time, but like I said, I have all of my stuff and all baby stuff in here. Here in the back, there's this little divided section, and what I have in here is just another bag. Something that just, you know, came when I went shopping one day. It opens up pretty big, but you can see it stayed pretty flat. And I have this one because, like, as you saw, my hospital gives certain things like diapers and wipes and stuff. So this is a way that I can bring some of those things home and not have to worry about trying to shove them into there. So I have that. In this front elasticized pocket, I have a little blanket that was made for us by a family member. We're down here in Florida. It doesn't tend to get very cold. However, the baby's due in February, so we might be having a cooler day. So I wanted to take one slightly bigger. It's not, as you can see, it's not super thick. But one slightly thicker blanket for on the way home. So if we needed to put something around the baby while he's in the car seat or something, that he would have something that we could help warm him up. All right. There's a second smaller elasticized pocket here. Right now I just have some baby mitts. I'm taking 2 because I have a tendency to lose small stuff. So just in case. And those are, of course, to help keep baby from scratching. This will probably also be where I keep the socks. Right now I haven't gone to the store to buy any. So as soon as I buy some, those will go in there as well. Alright, let's go into some of these bags. These are in the main compartment. This is another Jujubee piece. I got this off eBay as well 9 years ago. I've looked for it since to see if I could tell you what it's called. I can't even find them on there because even at the time when I bought it, it was already discontinued. But it's basically just the Jujubee Cosmetics bag or toiletries bag that they used to sell. So maybe if you checked, you'll be able to find it on eBay. In the front, I'm just carrying all my hair stuff. I like to keep my hair tied up, so I have bobby pins and little ties, little clips. In the back, same kind of zipper. All I have in there are some of my makeup brushes. I like to have, some makeup on my face at least. So I will be taking a small selection with me. And then, in the main compartment, I have all the little toiletries and things that you would probably need when you're at the hospital. So there is some deodorant, shampoo and conditioner, mouthwash, body wash, toothpaste, toothbrush, and over here I have my small selection of makeup. The one thing I always make sure to take with me, labor and delivery, your lips tend to get dry, they can get cracked, so I always have my little cocoa butter formula by Palmer's. Love it, love it, love it. This is not my usual toiletries bag, but again, for the hospital, it's going to be resting on, bathroom counters or whatever, so I love that it has that antimicrobial finish, so I can just wipe it down. Alright, next, I have a Jujubee Be Quick, also in the Midnight Eclipse pattern. And in here, I'm just keeping a couple of my needs. So I have like 4 pairs of underwear. I am taking my own. I bought some new ones, which I know can be kind of silly because I know they're going to get messed up and gross, but they're cheap. So, if they get messed up, they get messed up. It doesn't really matter. I bought them even a size bigger than my pregnancy size because after labor and delivery, they give you these gigantic, huge, humongous pads because you're going to be bleeding a lot. So that way, I can make sure everything fits down there and I'm still nice and comfy. So I'm taking like 4 pairs. I'm also taking 3 or 4 nursing bras. Nothing fancy. They don't have any underwires. I'm just going to be at the hospital. So I just want ones that are comfy for while I'm establishing nursing. So I just have those put into the Be Quick. Okay. This little bag is just something that was a present to me from one of the parents from a student in my classroom. And she stitched these for me. These were actually the first present I got for my little baby. So she stitched him some booties and a little hat to go with it. So I want to make sure that I take some pictures of the baby at the hospital wearing it so that I can send them to her. Alright, next I have 1, 2, 3 of the long sleeve onesies. Again, it's Florida. It's probably not going to be too cold, although we do sometimes have chilly days between January and March. Nothing compared to people up north, but, I just wanted to have something to be prepared. Plus, hospital rooms tend to be kept a little cold. So I figured this could be something that could be nice and comfy for baby when he's sleeping. And he's also swaddled to help keep him warm in the hospital room. So these just came in a set, so I'm just keeping them together. Probably won't need 3, but I just have them. The next thing I have, and this is what I usually keep baby in while at the hospital. After my first child, I had taken all these cute little outfits and stuff, and then I'm like, you're at the hospital, you're not really getting them dressed up very much. So I just got some little side snap shirts. One thing to keep in mind when you have the baby is, of course, they have the little clipped umbilical cord, and that can get irritated by things rubbing up against it. So the shirt is nice because, the little umbilical cord is down here. And I don't take shorts or pants or anything like that because the band can irritate that. So I just have baby in these little shirts, a diaper, and, probably some socks during the day. And I take a couple of them. I take a few because the stuff that they put on the umbilical cord, that black medicine that they put on it can sometimes come off and get on the shirt. So I just wanted to have a few in case one of them gets really dirty. All right. The next few things that I have are things that all come from Etsy. This is actually a hospital gown. So, just like all hospital gowns, let me get it open. It does open in the back. So if you're having your epidural, you know, the doctor's ready to examine you, it's all nice and open, but it does have this beautiful, you know, contrasting ribbon. So that when you want to tie it up and so your behind doesn't show, you don't have to worry about that. Also, like all maternity or hospital gowns, it has, that's the bottom part, hold on. It has Velcro up at the top. So some of them have snaps, this one has Velcro, but that way you can open it up and just have the one side come down. So if you're going to be nursing, you can just take down the one side. I do not know which shop on Etsy this came from. This was a gift. So I will try to find out and then I will link to it below. But I love it. It's comfy, it's soft. I like the idea that it hasn't been worn by, you know, tons and tons of other people. However, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I'm going to actually wear it during delivery because since it is so pretty, I don't really want it getting all dirty and messed up. So I may just put it on right after delivery so that when you're taking like your first pictures with baby and stuff, you have like a nice pretty little outfit on. Okay. This, sorry that I'm running out of breath, but I'm actually standing and I'm 3 weeks from delivery, so I tend to get out of breath pretty quick. Okay. This is my coming home outfit. It's very large, so it's kind of hard for me to open completely. This comes from a shop from India called A Different Weave. This is probably my favorite thing. I love this gown. This is going to be what I'm going to come home in. And what I love about it is when you first open it, it's like, it's huge. It kind of reminds me of like, you know, the muumuus and things that we used to see like women wear in the old like 1950s videos or 1970s videos. However, it's got this drawstring and you can tighten that a lot, and it tightens right underneath your breast line. So underneath that, it covers up, you know, the flabbiness that we tend to still have right after giving birth. My legs are also huge. I get edema, and it doesn't tend to go away for a few days. So when I leave the hospital, I actually think that I look worse than when I go in. So this hides all that, and it's got this beautiful color. But it's really pretty. In the front, it's got these buttons that go all the way down so that you can unbutton and you can still nurse. I actually bought this in a couple different patterns so I can also wear it at home. So I will link to that down below too. Okay, then the very last thing that I have is going to be my son's coming home outfit and the outfit that he'll wear for his little announcement picture. This also comes from Etsy. It's from a store called Cotton Cactus. I will link to them down below. I am a huge Doctor Who fan, and with the bow tie and the little kind of professorial vest, it reminded me a lot of the 11th Doctor. So I just thought it was so cute. So we got that, and then being the geeks that we are, we'll also be taking the little sonic screwdriver that we can put next to him for his announcement photos. Alright, so that's everything I have in the bag. You can see I don't carry a lot for me. I figure, you know, I'll be wearing this on my second day when I'm ready to come home. I'll probably just be wearing the regular hospital gown on the first day while I'm in labor and delivery. And I can wear this one afterward as kind of like my PJs and nursing outfit. If something were to happen and I needed to have a C-section or I needed to stay longer at the hospital, you know, my husband's going to be coming back and forth to the hospital, taking the kids to school and stuff. So he can always stop at home and just pick up, you know, 1 or 2 little extra outfits, which I'll have prepared at home. Something else that I'll be bringing with me that I don't show on the video is my pillow. I'm bringing my old pillow and putting it in an old pillowcase so that I could be more comfy at the hospital. And I think that that is actually about it. So everything fits really nice. The bag does get heavy, especially when I have it stuffed the way that I do. But still, for a hospital bag that, you know, I'm not going to be carrying that much, I think this is a great bag. I think it's going to work out really well. If you have any questions or would like to see anything else more in depth, please just let me know below. Thanks.